Hi, this is Munson from Munson Music, and we're going to talk about how you can play a song called Galileo by the Indigo Girls. And we'll end up capoing this on 3rd fret to kind of match the recording, but we'll walk through a couple things in root position. And we're going to start off with kind of those intro licks around a D major chord. The way you play D major, first finger goes to the G 2nd fret, second finger on the high E 2nd fret, third finger on the B string 3rd fret, and if you strum the D string to the high E string, that sounds a D major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now, around Ds in general, it can be kind of cool to lift the 2nd finger and make that a D suspended 2nd, or you can add in the pinky on the high E 3rd and kind of get a D suspended sound and kind of play around with the D a little bit. And you could kind of work the intro as just a D idea and actually hear these cool little licks where you could play open D and then kind of open the 2nd fret hammer on the D string, which you could kind of do with the 1st finger, kind of leaving the 2nd and the 3rd finger down in the chord. And then we go back to open D, and then you could kind of hear this other lick where you play open G, and then 4th fret on the D string. And you can kind of do this with the pinky, and then 1st fret on the D, or 1st finger for the 2nd fret on the D string. Kind of an open G, 4th to the 2nd on the D string, kind of an idea. So around that D, you can kind of hear that open D, O2, O, open G, 4-2 is kind of an idea. And there's a couple different strumming options you could work for kind of that. You could do just kind of a down idea, and kind of a 4 down idea might kind of work to kind of try and play around with that lick around it. Actually, that's kind of weird, but 4-2, kind of an idea. Or one of my favorite strum patterns for a 4-4 like this is down, down, up, up, down, up. So we took the D and tried that a lot. You'd have down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. If you wanted to kind of work that through the lick, you can kind of do open D for kind of a bass, and then a down, up, down, up, and then do the hammer-on idea, and then do the down, up, down, up, and then open D, and then down, up, down, up, and then open G, and then for a down, up, and then hit that 4-2 at the end. That might be kind of a cool way to intro the tune. It's kind of that O2, O, open G, 4-2, O, O2, open G, 4-2. Or a variation of that you may want to play around with is kind of a down, up, down, and down, up, down, and down, up, down, and down, up, down, and you can throw in the lick with that idea, kind of that open D, O2, open G, up, and then the 4-2, O2, open, 4-2, O2, or you could kind of follow the chords that kind of become our main verse for the intro. And you could kind of start making some chord changes around that. So you could kind of work it as a D major to an A major chord. When we play A major, 1st finger goes to the D on the 2nd fret, 2nd finger on the G 2nd fret, and 3rd finger on the B string 2nd fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an A major chord, and it sounds really, really happy. Now around the A, you may want to think about lifting off the 3rd finger and making that an A suspended 2nd, Or you could add in the pinky on the B string third for an A suspended chord and kind of say some things around the A. Or another option would be to do an A7 sus, where you do first on the D second, second finger on the G second, third finger on the B third, pinky on the high E third, and kind of use that for your A. I was kind of digging on that myself. And then from the A, then we go back or we go to a G major chord. When you play G major, first finger goes to the A on the second fret, second finger on the low E string third fret, third finger on the high E string third fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds a G major chord and it sounds really happy. Now you may also want to think about putting the third finger on the B string third, pinky on the high E third, kind of working that for the G. And then from the G, then we go back to our A major chord. So you could kind of follow that progression instead, kind of D, A, G, A for the intro. And you could do that with those strum patterns too, kind of that down, down, up, down, up, A, down, up, down, up, G, down, up, down, up, A, down, up, down, up. Or if that seems really fast to you, you could kind of split the strum pattern and make it a D with a down, down, up, A with a down, down, up, and kind of work it that way. Or you could even take the strum pattern and half it, and have D with a down, down, A on the up, down, G on the down, down, A on the up, down, D on the down, down, A on the up, down, up, G on the down, down, A on the up, down, kind of work that for your intro. Or for myself, what was feeling really good is a 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you're tapping your foot to the beat, right now we're dividing that beat into two parts that are down, down, up, down, up. 1, 2, 1, 2, and that's called an 8th note. What a 16th note is where you divide that into 4 parts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I think would be a lot of fun through the tune is a down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up 16th note strum pattern. And what I mean by that is if you take the D and do a down on 1, up on 4, you're kind of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. That's what you'd be doing on the first beat. Then on the second beat, you do up on 2, down on 3. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 up, down, 1 up, down, 1 up, down. And then on the third beat, you do up on 2, up on 4. So you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 up, 1 up, 1 up, up. And then on the last beat, you're going down, up, right along with the 1, 2, 3, 4. So down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. So all together, you get down, up, 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 down, up. And what can be a lot of fun is to kind of split that pattern between the chords. So doing the D for the down, up, and then go to the A for the down, up, down, up, down, up. And then go to the G for a down, up, and then back to the A for the down, up, down, down. So you kind of dig on that, you could work that too. Kind of D, up, A, up, down, up, G, up, A, up, down, D, up, A, G. Or you can try working those licks around that. With the 16th pattern, kind of throwing in those licks too. And then we'll basically be going from that intro into our verse part. We repeat that progression 3 times, and then we go to a B minor chord. And normally you do this as a 2nd fret bar, and we'll talk about some easier options too, but then 2 on the B string third finger on the D fourth, pinky on the G string fourth, for kind of a B minor idea. Or you may want to think about lifting off the pinky and making that a B minor 7, or another way to play B minor 7 is to do first finger on the A second finger on the G second, third finger on the high E second, right? And kind of work that for your B minor. Or what can feel really good through the tune actually is kind of working off that A7 sus voicing, where you do first finger on the A second finger on the G second, third finger on the B third, pinky on the high E third, and kind of work that A string to the high E string for your B minor chord. And then from the B minor, we'll be going to an F sharp minor. And you could kind of work this as a 2nd fret bar. Third finger on the A 4th fret, pinky on the D string 4th fret, and kind of work that for an F sharp minor. Or you could lift off the pinky and make that an F sharp minor 7. Or what feels really good is to do something called a D sus / F sharp, where you do first finger on the low E second finger on the G second, third finger on the B third, pinky on the high E third, and kind of work that for kind of that F sharp note. And then from the F sharp we go to our G, and then we go to our A. So So we tried that with our down, down, up, down, up. You'd have the D, A, G, A, D, A, G, A, D, A, G, A, B minor, D sus slash F sharp, G, A, or if you're digging on the 16th, you could have the D, into our chorus part. And our chorus starts with that same progression. We do that D to A and then G to A twice, and then we go to our B minor and then our F sharp minor, or D slash F sharp, and then we go to an E major chord. And we play E major. First finger goes to the G on the first fret, second finger on the A second fret, and third finger on the D string second fret. And if you strum all those together, that sounds an E major chord. It sounds really, really happy. And actually through the bridge part, what you'll kind of hear is an E major but with a G sharp in the bass. So this is a little weird, but if you wanted to, you could even take the pinky and kind of put it on the low E fourth fret for an E slash G sharp. Or if you wanted to, you could even kind of take a regular E shape and lift off the third finger, make it an E7 chord. Or you could take the pinky and add it in on the B string third for an E7 chord. Or doing that other E7 kind of 1 and 2 might make it easier to get the G sharp note for the bridge part if you're just kind of starting out. And then we end up doing our whole strum pattern on the E, and then we go back and kind of have a G and an A on the first chorus. So we tried that with down, down, up, kind of from that B minor part. You have the B minor, F sharp minor, and then E, and then our G, A. Or if you're digging on the 16th, you'd have the B minor, F sharp, E, G, A through that part. And then we'll basically be mixing up things until we are kind of repeating things until we get to our bridge part. And our bridge part, there's this cool little hit where you may want to take the chords and kind of work just kind of it down and kind of kill the strings. You can do that with kind of left hand muting, or you could even take the right hand and kind of kill the strings with the right hand. And then we go to G, and then it's kind of that E slash G sharp idea. And then we go back to G, and then we go back to B minor, and then our G. And then we kind of pick it up on an A and G with kind of the down, down, G on the up, down, up, and then our whole string kind of on the last A. Now the weird part is to play along with the Indigo Girls, instead of starting on a D chord, they're starting on an F major chord. So to play along with the recording, what you want to do is take a capo, and if you put the capo on 3rd fret, then now your D is really an F major, your A is really a C major, and your G major is really a B flat major. And when we get to the B minor, it's really a D minor. The F sharp minor is really an A minor, or kind of working this as an F slash A. Or your E major is really a G major chord. So we could kind of take it from the very beginning actually and kind of walk through all that stuff. So you could work just kind of that lick idea, kind of that O2, O4, 2, kind of working that bass down, up, O2, O4, 2 around the D, or you could work it as a down, down, up idea. Bass down, up, O2, open, 4, 2. Or you could work the down, up, down, up, and kind of have a D, O2, O4, 2, O2, O4, 2. Or you could kind of work that with the 16th idea, kind of the D-A-G-A idea and have kind of that down idea, A-G-A through the intro, and just kind of jumping into that idea. Or you could do the down, down, up, and you could, if it's really quick, you could do just the down, up on that. That seems really weird to kind of keep up to speed with that. Or you could split the pattern, which is very, very so you have to do the down, up, down, G, down. into our first verse. So we tried that with down, down, up, down, up. We have D, A, G, A, D, A, G, A, D, A, G, A, B minor, F sharp, G, A. Or if you're digging on the 16th, you'd have D, there, we kind of repeat that verse twice, and then we go into our chorus part. So we try that with our down, down, up, down, up. You'd have D, A, G, A, D, A, G, A, B minor, F sharp minor, E major, and then our G, A. Or if you're digging on the 16th, you'd have D, A, G, kind of an intro return kind of for our chorus tag. Now one other thing that I think about adding to the song though is bass notes. And a lot of times on that first down of the down, down, up, down, up, or the down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, you can throw in a bass note for the chord. So on the D you'd have D for the bass, on the A you'd have the A for the bass, on the G you'd have low E for the bass, on the B minor you'd have the A for the bass, and on the F sharp minor you'd have low E for the bass, on the D slash F sharp you'd have and on the E, you have a low E string for the bass. So we tried that. We could do just a bass down up on each chord and have B, A, G, A, do the D bass, A, G, A. Or you could kind of split the pattern. D, A, G the bass, down, up, down, do the D bass, down, A, up, down, G the bass, down, A, up, down, up. Or if you're digging on the 16th, you could work as kind of a bass up on the D, and then go to the A for a bass up, down, up, and then go to the G for a bass up, and then go back to the A for a bass up, down, up. So you have D, A, G, A, G, A. So then we took our verse and kind of tried it with a bass down, up, down, up. We have D with the D bass. Into our next chorus. So we tried that with a bass down, up, down, up. Now on the E, you have to low E for the bass. So you have D, G, D, G, B minor, F sharp minor, E with low E bass, and then G, A. Then we kind of have a D at the very end of that phrase to kind of help lead into our bridge. Or we try that with our 16th pattern. We'd have D, A, G, B minor, F sharp minor, E, G, A, and we have that waiting D to set us up for our bridge part. And if we tried that, we could kind of tag that way in any of those ways. But I really kind of dig on that down kill it idea. Kind of D minor, G 1, 2, 3, 4, E slash G sharp, G, B minor, G, and then we can do the down, down, up, A, G, A, and then we kind of end up back 16th idea when we picked it up, you'd have the B minor, G, E slash G sharp, or G major, G, B minor, G, then our A, G, lead back into that D, A, G, A, to lead into our solo part. And our solo actually kind of matches our chorus and kind of some different ways. Now what's a little weird about the tune though is we're really in the key of F major, so if you wanted to kind of play around with some soloing ideas, it could be kind of cool to play around with kind of a D minor or F sharp major pentatonic scale, where you could do 10th fret on the low E string to 13 on the low E string, and then 10 to 12 on the A, now I'm thinking real frets, right? And then 10 to 12 on the D, 10 to 12 on the G, and then 10 to 13 on the B string, and then 10 to 13 on the high E string. It's kind of a pentatonic pattern one. You have a D minor, F sharp, or F major, kind of an idea. So you're playing D and F and G and A and C and D. And what can be even kind of cool is to kind of hit that D chord. And actually, you know, just kind of trying to imagine the tune actually. Play a chord and kind of just try and get that sound in your ear, and then kind of make up some licks in the scale. And you can do hammer-ons or pull-offs or bends or just anything you can think of. Actually could be kind of a cool thing in that pattern. So if you're kind of interested in playing around with some solo licks, that would be a cool scale to jam over it. Or if we tried just kind of working out that as kind of a chord through the solo, we have a D, A, G, into our last verse. So we kept that going with our 16th. We'd have the D, now if you know the licks around these chords too, you know, feel free to kind of throw them in and then kind of embellish this any way you want to too. So it can always be cool to kind of make the tune your own that way a little bit too. Then we'll be going into our outro chorus. To lead into our outro, which is kind of around like our intro. That around the D, or you can just go ahead and work that change that we're kind of doing through the tune. But that's the basics of how you can strum through Galileo by the Indigo Girls. So good luck!